Ever felt stuck choosing the right airsoft gun while everyone else levels up? Today we're breaking down the best airsoft guns of 2023 that deliver performance, reliability, and real fun on the field. Welcome back to the channel. Stay tuned for honest reviews and value you can trust. Grab your favorites naturally through the links in the description below. The number 5 product on our list is Umarex Airsoft Gun. The first time you feel recoil in an airsoft match, everything changes because realism suddenly becomes part of the game rather than a background detail. That feeling is exactly what draws players toward this platform, especially those tired of plastic replicas that feel lifeless after a few rounds. The blowback action brings a sense of immersion that makes training drills and backyard skirmishes more engaging, while the option to switch between semi and full auto adds flexibility depending on playstyle. Many buyers struggle to find a balance between fun and control, and this design addresses that by keeping power manageable while still delivering satisfying performance. The magazine feeds smoothly, reload stays simple, and the lightweight build reduces fatigue during longer sessions. Compared to spring-powered options, this feels faster and more responsive, though battery dependency means keeping spares nearby is a smart habit. For players browsing lists of best airsoft guns 2023, this type of setup stands out by focusing on experience rather than raw speed. It suits beginners who want excitement without overwhelming complexity, and casual players who value realism over competition tuning. The lower velocity keeps things friendly for close-range play while still maintaining accuracy for target practice. The biggest upside is how approachable it feels right out of the box, while the downside is that advanced players may eventually crave more power or customization. Still, as an entry into electric airsoft with realistic behavior, it delivers consistent enjoyment. When the match ends and adrenaline fades, what lingers is the simple thrill of a replica that feels alive in your hands. At number 4 is Lancer Tactical Airsoft Gun. The first skirmish that actually feels real is the moment most players realize their starter gear is holding them back, and that realization hits fast once rounds start flying. Built to bridge the gap between entry-level replicas and serious field performance, this platform speaks to players who want durability without draining their budget. The reinforced polymer body keeps weight manageable while still feeling solid in hand, easing the common fear of cracked receivers after rough games. Internally, the tight bore barrel and full metal gearbox work together to deliver consistent shots that feel smooth rather than rushed. Many buyers struggle with rifles that sound powerful but lack reliability, and this setup solves that by pairing steel components with a balanced gear ratio that stays calm under pressure. The adjustable stock adapts easily to close quarters or outdoor play, which brings relief to players tired of awkward stances. Compared to cheaper electric rifles, this one feels more refined and stable, though its higher power means new players should double-check field limits before stepping onto indoor arenas. It suits weekend warriors ready to upgrade, as well as new players who want something they will not outgrow quickly. The optic rail opens room for customization, letting the rifle evolve with your playstyle. For anyone scanning lists of top airsoft rifles this year, this design earns attention by focusing on reliability and adaptability rather than flashy gimmicks. When the match ends and sweat dries, what stays is the sense that your gear finally kept up with your intent. The third one on our list is Sig Sauer Airsoft Gun. Most players remember the exact moment airsoft stopped feeling like a toy and started feeling like a real experience, and that shift usually comes from realism rather than raw power. That feeling defines this kit from the first trigger pull. The pairing of a compact rifle and matching pistol creates a sense of immersion that few starter setups manage to deliver. Many buyers struggle with choosing between a rifle or a sidearm, especially when budget and space are limited, and this dual package quietly solves that dilemma. The spring-powered system keeps things simple and reliable, making it approachable for newer players while still engaging for backyard drills. Adjustable stock length helps younger shooters or smaller frames find comfort quickly, easing one of the most common frustrations parents and beginners face. The generous BB reservoir reduces constant reload interruptions, letting focus stay on movement and aim rather than gear management. Compared to entry-level electric rifles, this setup trades fire rate for consistency and ease of use, which can be a relief for casual play. Accuracy feels reassuring, thanks to flip-up sights and optic rail flexibility, while the lightweight build prevents fatigue during longer sessions. It suits families, younger players under supervision, and anyone wanting safe practice without complicated maintenance. In conversations around top airsoft platforms released recently, this style stands out by prioritizing accessibility and realism over complexity. When the day winds down and the gear is packed away, what remains is the satisfaction of a setup that made learning and play feel natural from the very first shot. On number 2 is Elite Force Airsoft Gun. The first time a training replica mirrors real handling so closely that muscle memory kicks in, the line between practice and reality starts to blur, and that is exactly the feeling this platform delivers. Built around a compact frame that moves naturally in the hand, it solves a common problem many players face when switching between airsoft and real-world drills. Size matters here, offering quicker presentation and easier control without sacrificing presence. The metal slide adds weight where it counts, giving each cycle a satisfying realism that plastic builds often miss. CO2 power keeps performance consistent, making every shot feel deliberate rather than rushed. Many players want something versatile enough for backyard targets, structured airsoft matches, and safe training routines, and this design fits all three roles smoothly. Compared to spring-powered pistols, it feels faster and more authentic, though managing CO2 cartridges does add a small running cost. Accuracy stays reassuring within typical engagement distances, and the drop-free magazine keeps reloads clean and intuitive. For those scanning discussions around standout releases this year, this style of replica earns attention by focusing on familiarity and control rather than flashy extras. It suits players who value realism, instructors looking for affordable training tools, and enthusiasts who appreciate a compact sidearm that behaves predictably. The biggest upside is how natural it feels from the first draw, while the main limitation is that competitive players may want higher capacity options. When the session ends, what stays with you is the calm satisfaction of using something that simply feels right every time it is picked up. Now moving to the last one is Umarex Glock 19X Gen 5 Airsoft Gun. The moment the slide snaps back with a sharp metallic rhythm, it becomes clear this is not just another backyard toy but a replica that demands respect from the first shot. Many players struggle to find an airsoft pistol that feels authentic enough for training, yet remains fun for casual skirmishes, and that gap is exactly where this design steps in. The full metal slide adds realistic weight, while the blowback action creates a lifelike cycle that keeps every trigger pull engaging. Semi-auto operation encourages controlled shooting instead of mindless spraying, making each magazine feel purposeful. New players often worry about flimsy builds or awkward handling, but the balanced frame and familiar ergonomics ease that fear almost instantly. Compared to polymer slide alternatives, this model delivers a more grounded feel, though it does mean a slightly heavier carry during longer sessions. The 18-round drop-free magazine keeps reload smooth and satisfying, while the BB performance stays consistent for close and mid-range play. This style of airsoft pistol appeals to players exploring top-tier releases from recent years, especially those who value realism over flashy gimmicks. It suits collectors who appreciate licensed details, trainees practicing safe handling, and skirmish players wanting a dependable sidearm. The biggest upside is the immersive shooting experience, while the main downside is that gas management requires a bit of planning. When the session ends, it leaves behind a quiet sense of readiness, the kind that makes you look forward to the next magazine rather than the next upgrade. So guys, that brings us to the end of our video on the best Airsoft Guns 2023 you can buy right now. We've carefully covered a range of options designed for different hunting styles, environments, and budgets, so you can choose with confidence and avoid wasting your hard-earned money. All the product links are added in the description below, so take a moment to check them out, compare features, and pick the binocular that truly matches your terrain, game, and personal needs. If this video helped you in any way, whether it saved you time, cleared your confusion, or helped you avoid a bad purchase, please hit the like button. It genuinely motivates us and tells YouTube that honest, no-nonsense gear content matters. And if you're serious about hunting gear and outdoor equipment, make sure to subscribe. We've got more in-depth reviews, real night testing, comparisons, and practical tips coming your way. Thanks for watching, stay safe, happy hunting, and see you in the next one.